Brittany, as I had told others, we're going to do a portion of this live. This is Worthy Woman Wins, and the ladies here, as always, we are winning. And so what we're going to talk about today is, all right, and this is just something that people are like, really? What? How do you do that? How do you find joy in your pain? How am I going to find joy in my pain? And someone always, tells you, how do you find joy in your pain? What is the joy in your pain? And when it hurts like this, now you're like, how you going to tell me I need to be okay with being okay? All right, for those of you who are joining us live, we are doing our weekly Worthy Woman Wins class. And so this one we're going to share live because it is so good. We knew that all of you needed to hear this. So how am I going to find joy in my pain? And for what reason do you have to hurt in order for you to have to heal? Because it's like, does it have to hurt? Does the alcohol always have to sting? Because becoming a master requires, you got to develop some skills. But how do you develop a skill when you think you know everything already? And so you have to literally be put in a place of ignorance. You're going to have to be put in a place of confusion, a place of doubt, a place of not knowing, a place where you feel like you don't have any security, a place where you feel like you are isolated. And when you do get there, you realize, this ain't no normal spot. And that's when you do things, you call on God and you try to create your own, you try to fill in your gaps because this doesn't feel good. I cannot master not feeling good. Who masters that? We struggle with it. And so we've tried to fill in those gaps, and we fill in the gaps with things that don't serve us well. We fill in the gaps with things such as bad relationships. We fill in the gaps with, a cute man or a cute woman that doesn't have a vision that includes you. We fill in the gaps with ungodly spaces, with drinking, with depression, with bad advice, with anxiety. We fill in the gaps by cutting people off because you don't trust anyone else, because you don't even trust yourself. And these are the things that we do when we are in a spot that doesn't feel comfortable. God will put you in a place where you will have to feel pain so that you can understand, I am totally ignorant. I really don't know how to do this. Because if he doesn't, there are oftentimes, most of us, we think, oh, I got this. Oh, I know what to do. Oh, you do, boo. He will definitely show you that you don't. And when we get in these spots, we've got a couple of things going on. You don't understand your past. Your present condition definitely confuses you. And you don't have a plan for anything. And the only thing you know is, something got to change. Something has to give. And when you get in those tight spaces, this is when you begin to listen. But now, most of us are hard of hearing. We don't hear very well. And we don't find any joy in our pain. Again, even saying that sounds crazy. How am I going to find joy in hurting? And so even that alone is hard to hear. So what is it that you got to do? You got to be sure that you got to get the right information from your pain. You're going to have to ask some questions. You're going to have to go get some wisdom. You're going to have to do some studying. You're going to have to really find out, where does this hurt? Why does it hurt me so much when my mother doesn't call? Why does it hurt me so much that I have this relationship with my father? Why does it hurt me so much to follow through on my commitments? Why does it hurt me so much when someone gives me a critique? Why am I so uncomfortable with the compliment? You don't know, because you don't know anything about your past that you can truly understand. Now, you can give me some stories, and you can give me some events, and you can tell me some names about some things that were going on with you, but you can't really give me any understanding about your past. So you really don't have a whole lot of understanding about your pain. And so you need to get the right information about your pain. And I'm not even going to say that when you get this information that you're really even going to know, what does that mean? It doesn't. It doesn't mean that you have to know what it means. But what it means is that you do need to know exactly what it is that you have to fix. I don't have to figure out all the reasons why it got there. But I do have to take a responsibility for what it is that I'm going to do. You know, I want you to look at the pain of Jesus. Look at the pain of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You know, and even regardless of what faith you have, pretty much everyone here believes in the Virgin Mary. And even if you believe the Christian, you hold to the Christian story that she was a virgin and she had her husband. Or if you are Muslim and you have the Islamic narrative that she had no husband. This is a woman who is telling people, I am with child and I am untouched. You don't think she caught it? You think that she could go around and walk around and she could tell people that and it was good and it was cool? I want you to look at your predecessors. You know, and how is it that they still found joy in their pain? Sometimes the way we find joy in our pain, and this takes us to number 2, the second thing, because the first thing is we have to do some research and we have to educate ourselves and we have to ask questions and we have to learn about this pain. We have to learn what it is that we need to fix. But the second thing is we got to quit questioning. We got to quit blaming and quit trying to find out the reasons why you're in this position. You are exactly where God intended you to be. The end. That's where you are, and that's why you're there. And we may call this situation, we may call it, oh, I'm down and out. Well, you know, in the sight of God, you might be blessed and humbled, and you're calling it low and depressed. But God, he finally got you alone and he has your attention. And you call it anxiety. And God said, you know what? I really need for you to get up and get you some medication and some professional help. Because I got a long-term plan for you. And I need for you to be able to focus. You know, you calling it anxiety. And God said he needs for you to get some practice with feeling nervous and moving through your nervousness, because he got a job for you to do that he know that you ain't gonna feel good about. And so here you are thinking, I'm in a bad place and I don't know why, and it doesn't feel good, and I'm blaming myself and I'm not worthy and I've done something wrong. And no, baby, you just on the practice field. And so this is the next thing. You got to quit questioning. Quit blaming. I'm looking at the ladies in my group and I'm reading your comments. I hear you. Y'all gonna make me cry. I've got them on mute because I want to protect their privacy. But this is, for those of you who are just joining in, this is our weekly Worthy Woman Wins webinar. It happens every Monday night, and we're going to let you join in with us. Now, you're only going to be here for a minute because afterwards, the ladies and I, we have to discuss this. All right, but I'm going to give you the third one. You got to make a plan for proficiency. You got to make a plan for how you're going to be better. And this is not a plan for perfection. Notice I used the P word, but that P word was not perfection. It is a word for proficiency. Because you may not be cured. I just saw, my biological father, some of you know, he just died of cancer. It was very sudden. And he didn't get cured. But I did see him have some of the best quality of life because of who he was as a person in those final days. So you may not get cured from the situation that you're in, but you may be nicer even on days that you feel like hell. You know, you need to tell yourself what your target is so that you can glow up from this position, so that you can attain the pleasure and the favor of your Lord. It is not necessarily that I'm just going to be healed and I'm just going to be in the position and the place that I want to be. That really might not how you get the joy out of your pain. It really may just be that what you do is this, that you get better. That you somehow you decide that you're going to serve someone, and to break it down into small steps. Because when you are trying to find joy in your pain, this is not a plan for perfection. It is not a plan for other folks to see you. It is not a plan for people to hear you. It is not about people trying to believe that you are Muhammad Ali great. It is not about any of that. This is a selfie moment. And when I say selfie, I don't mean duck face, and I don't mean photographs. No, when it is a true selfie moment, it is about yourself and about you finding joy in your pain and finding joy in your joy. Anywhere you can get it. It is about being proficient. It may be that you just say, well, I'm not going to procrastinate on this one project. Okay, all right, maybe you got 5. But let's focus on not procrastinating on one, so you can see what it feels like to put in the work and to do some things in small segments, so you can feel the joy of being focused and doing some stuff maybe when you don't want to. You can see what it feels like to have the success of doing something timely. And then maybe you can focus in on the other 5. Just break it down into small, doable things that you can do for yourself. These are how you build selfie moments. This is how you have joy, and you find joy in your pain. All right, so we appreciate y'all. Leave your comments right here. I'm going to go back to my Worthy Women Serving Wins, and we're going to go back to our private group, and we'll see you on the Facebook page. All right, y'all take care. Bye-bye.